Hello, good morning. Welcome back to Love Power Consciousness. I know it's been a while since I've made a post, and I apologize for that. I just recently got a new job and I got real busy, and I, don't have a whole lot of energy after I'm done work, and I haven't really gotten a schedule down. But this morning I got up extra early and I decided to just do a quick little video to explain even more why I've been away, okay? Alrighty, I wrote it down, so I'm just gonna read from it, okay? Okay, here we go. Let's see, oh, sorry. Okay, alrighty, gotta get those reading glasses on. I've been away from my channel for a few months, and I think it's time I'm honest about why. For a long time, I felt like I needed to show up here as someone who had self-love all figured out. Like I needed to be somewhat of an expert. Someone who could explain it clearly, confidently, like I had already mastered it. But the truth is, I haven't. I've actually been going through one of the hardest periods of my life when it comes to love. And instead of sharing that, I pulled back. Because deep down, I didn't feel qualified to talk about self-love while I was still struggling with it myself. I've spent a lot of my life in relationships that didn't end well. Relationships where I stayed too long, ignored things I probably shouldn't have ignored, and ended up getting hurt more than once. And I think over time, that does something to you. It makes you question yourself. And I remember there were times where something as simple as a phone call would affect me more than I want to admit. Waiting to hear from them, hoping they would call, hoping they would want to talk to me. And when they did, even if it was just for a moment, it felt like enough. Like, okay, maybe this is something, maybe they care. But then that feeling wouldn't last. And I would be left trying to understand what changed, what I did wrong, why it wasn't consistent. And I think that's one of the hardest places to be in, when something feels real in moments, but doesn't stay that way, because it's not nothing. If it was nothing, it would be easier to walk away, but it's not steady either. It's just enough to keep you hoping. And I stayed in that space longer than I should have, not because I didn't see it, but because I didn't want to let go of what it felt like when things were good. And it took me a long time to understand this. You can stay in something that slowly makes you question yourself, not because you don't feel it, but because you're holding on to what their attention represents. And I had to ask myself a really honest question. Why did being chosen feel so important to me? Why did it feel like it meant something about my worth? And the answer wasn't easy, because it made me realize that I was looking for validation through someone else. I was looking for someone to confirm something inside of me that I didn't fully feel on my own. And when you're in that space, you can start accepting things that don't actually feel good to you. You can overlook things. You can stay longer than you should. You can keep hoping that something will become what it hasn't ever been. Not because you don't see it, but because you don't want to lose the feeling of being chosen. And I don't think I'm alone in that. I think a lot of people experience this, but don't always have the words for it. We think we're holding on to a person, but really, we're holding on to what it feels like when they choose us. And what I'm starting to understand now, that it's possible to get to a place where choosing yourself doesn't feel lonely. It feels peaceful. It feels freeing. It feels like you're no longer losing yourself just to hold on to someone else. So if you've ever found yourself in that space where someone choosing you felt like it meant everything, even when it didn't feel right, I just want you to know you're not alone in that. And maybe it's worth asking yourself, are you holding on to love, Or are you holding on to the feeling of being chosen? Yeah, boy, being chosen. I don't know what it was or what it is about me that feels that I need to be chosen from someone else. Maybe it's tied into my religion growing up. Maybe it's tied into my childhood. I'm going to explore that more. And I hope that you come along and explore it with me so that, maybe if you're feeling the same kind of feelings I'm feeling, we can work through it together. Because I know that we all deserve a life of abundance, well-being, and prosperity. I'm not going to give up on that dream. I truly believe that. But, and, I shouldn't say but, and in order to get that life, to claim that life, the first step is choosing yourself. That's deep. But we're going to go more into that in the next video. Right now, I just want it to be short and sweet and just have you, think about that. Am I really loving others, or am I truly loving those who don't treat me right because I love them, or because when they do treat me right, just for a little bit, I feel chosen and I like that feeling? That's a weird way to ask that question. See, every time when I start talking off script, I don't know, my brain just goes everywhere. I hope that you didn't mind me reading that to you today, but I did want to get my thoughts across, and I think that's the best way for now until I get really comfortable talking to you. And for my subscribers that hung in there while I've been away, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm sorry that I've been away. I'll talk more about it, and hopefully we can all grow together and we can all get that life of abundance, well-being, and prosperity. But first, let's choose ourselves. You're not going to be sorry for it. Trust me. Okay, anyway, I hope that you have a great day, because you know what that means. If you have a great day, I'm going to have one too.